somewhere on the Pacific coast of Colombia, in a strip of rainforest so wet it receives over 5 meters of rain a year, there is a frog the size of your thumb that could kill you 10 times over. It does not hide. It does not run. It sits in the open on the forest floor, brilliant gold against dark leaf litter, almost daring you to touch it. That color is not decoration. It is a warning. The golden poison frog, Phyllobates terribilis, carries roughly 1 milligram of batrachotoxin in glands beneath its skin. That is enough poison, according to researchers at the American Museum of Natural History, to kill 10 to 20 adult humans. One frog, 1 milligram, no antidote. This is not a creature that needs to bite, sting, or strike. Its entire body is a weapon. And the deeper you look at how it lives, how it raises its young, and how it came to carry the deadliest non-peptide toxin known to science, the stranger the story gets. The golden poison frog is the largest member of the poison dart frog family, Dendrobatidae. Adults can reach about 5 centimeters in length and weigh close to 30 grams. Despite the name, not all of them are gold. They come in at least 4 color varieties: deep yellow, mint green, pale white, and metallic orange. All of them are toxic. The species was first described by science in 1978 by herpetologist Charles W. Myers and Boris Malkin, along with biochemist John W. Dolly, after expeditions to the Quebrada Guangui and La Brea regions of the Colombian Choco rainforest. They gave it the species name terribilis for a reason. The frog's entire known range covers less than 5,000 square kilometers of lowland primary forest, at elevations from sea level to about 200 meters, in conditions of extreme humidity, 80 to 90%, with temperatures consistently above 26 degrees Celsius. Now the toxin. Batrachotoxin is a steroidal alkaloid. Its name comes from the Greek word for frog, batrachos, combined with toxin. What it does to the human body is straightforward and devastating. It binds irreversibly to voltage-gated sodium channels in nerve and muscle cells and forces them to stay open. Normally, these channels open briefly to allow a nerve impulse to fire, then close. Batrachotoxin locks them in the open position. The result is uncontrolled, sustained muscle contraction. The heart goes into fibrillation. The lungs seize. According to Chemistry World, death from convulsions, heart failure, or suffocation can occur in less than 10 minutes. The estimated lethal dose for a human is between 2 and 7.5 micrograms, which is roughly the weight of 2 grains of table salt. To put that potency in perspective, batrachotoxin is more toxic than curare, more toxic than tetrodotoxin from pufferfish, and according to multiple scientific sources, over 1,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. There is currently no effective antidote. Here is the part that baffles researchers. The frog does not make this poison. Golden poison frogs raised in captivity, fed on commercially available insects like fruit flies and crickets, are completely harmless. You can handle them barehanded. The toxin comes from what the frog eats in the wild, primarily ants from the genera Brachymiomex and Paratrechina, along with termites, beetles, and mites found on the rainforest floor. Scientists have long suspected that a small beetle from the family Melliridae may be the critical link in the chain. These beetles produce the same batrachotoxin found in the frogs, and their relatives exist in the Colombian rainforests, where Phyllobates terribilis lives. Interestingly, batrachotoxin also shows up in the feathers of pitohui birds in Papua New Guinea, birds that also feed on Mellirid beetles. The frog, the beetle, the bird, separated by thousands of miles, connected by the same molecule. Whether the beetle synthesizes the toxin itself or gets it from something further down the food chain remains an open question. The frog, meanwhile, has evolved a way to carry this cargo without poisoning itself. A study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences by researchers at the University at Albany found that golden poison frogs have a specific amino acid replacement in their muscle sodium channels that makes those channels resistant to batrachotoxin. In other words, the frog's own cellular hardware has been modified so the toxin cannot bind to it. The researchers noted that this natural mutation works better than any lab-engineered version they could produce, a humbling detail for anyone who thinks we have nature figured out. The Embera people of Western Colombia have known about this frog for centuries. They are among the indigenous communities that gave poison dart frogs their common name. Hunters would collect the frogs using leaves to protect their hands, then carefully rub the tips of blowgun darts across the frog's back. According to the American Museum of Natural History, a single Phyllobates terribilis can supply enough toxin for 30 to 50 darts, and those darts remain lethal for up to 2 years. A monkey or bird struck by one of these darts would drop from the canopy almost instantly. The frogs were not harmed in this process and were released back into the forest. The meat of animals killed this way was safe to eat because the oral toxicity of batrachotoxin is far lower than its potency through the bloodstream, and cooking breaks down the remaining traces. Golden poison frogs are also surprisingly dedicated parents. The female lays her eggs on the ground, hidden under leaf litter. After the tadpoles hatch, they wriggle onto the mucus-coated back of the male, who carries them up into the canopy and deposits them in small pools of water that collect in bromeliads or tree holes. There, the tadpoles feed on algae and mosquito larvae until they complete metamorphosis. This kind of active parental transport is unusual among amphibians and speaks to a level of behavioral complexity that defies the frog's small size. With all that chemical armor, the golden poison frog has almost no natural predators. Almost. One snake, Lamadaphis epinephrylus, has developed resistance to the frog's toxin and has been observed eating juvenile golden poison frogs without apparent ill effects. It is not fully immune, but it tolerates doses that would kill virtually any other vertebrate. Beyond that single snake, the frog's most dangerous enemy is not a predator at all. It is a chainsaw. The golden poison frog is classified as endangered on the IUCN Red List. Its habitat is being destroyed by logging, gold mining, illegal coca cultivation, and agricultural expansion. The Choco biogeographical region, where it lives, is under constant pressure from armed groups and deforestation. In 2019, the Epirara Sayapidara indigenous community established the Kayaka Yuja Traditional Natural Reserve, over 11,600 hectares dedicated to protecting the frog and its habitat. But the threats have not stopped. The chytrid fungus Batrachotoxin dendrobatides, which has already driven multiple amphibian species to extinction worldwide, poses an additional risk. Meanwhile, compounds derived from poison frog toxins continue to interest medical researchers. A related alkaloid called epibatidine, found in a different poison frog species, showed painkilling effects roughly 200 times more potent than morphine and acted through a completely different mechanism, one that did not involve opioid receptors, while epibatidine itself proved too toxic for clinical use. It has driven the development of synthetic analogs that researchers hope could one day lead to non-addictive pain medications. Every species lost from these forests is a library of chemistry that closes permanently. If you want to keep learning about the most dangerous and remarkable animals on this planet, subscribe to the channel. We will see you in the next one.